Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first webinar session brought to you by Thummim NG. I would like to appreciate each and every one of us for taking our time to be present today and this evening. And we do have a lot we have prepared for you guys, and I hope you would be with us during the course of this particular webinar session. Thank you, everyone. Before we proceed, I'd like to read the following house rules. Please ensure that your cameras and also your mic are turned off at all times. We do appreciate questions or clarity regarding the topics we're going to be talking about this evening. And for that, you can use the chat box option or feel free to raise your hand during the question and answer session. And okay, this is a minute past 7 Nigerian time, and I would like to briefly introduce our instructor for this evening. And she goes by the name Adibola Olomo, please pardon my pronunciation. And she is a thoughtful leader in the marketing technology industry with over 15 years experience driving business growth and communication strategies. As a CEO of different media agencies, she leads initiatives across Europe and Africa, advancing technology options, particularly in AI and CRM processes through trainings and strategic implementations for medium-sized and large organizations or corporations. Adibola is the author of Marketing with AI and Marketing Across Borders and guest lectures on AI and international marketing to master students. She's also the Ireland Ambassador for Women in AI, advocating for diversity and inclusion. Adebola holds a bachelor degree in law and master's degree in marketing. Without taking much of our time, I would like to hand over the virtual mic to our instructor. Good evening, ma'am. The mic is yours.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to share my screen so that we can have a great discussion. So before I start, it's just to make everyone understand that today is not going to be so much about technology. It's really going to be about how you are able to use AI in a practical way. So make it as, try to make it as practical for yourself as possible. Use the chat a lot. Leave your questions there. As you think about them, put your questions in there. I'm going to be asking you a few questions myself. So put your answers there because I'm going to be reading that chat after this talk. But more than anything, today is about cutting through the noise. So some of you, you're very used to using artificial intelligence. Kudos. For some of you, it's not something that you are familiar with. For others, you're just curious. You're just like, what is this thing? Exactly. Today is for all of you. So just so that we're able to carry as many people as possible along, make sure you're thinking at your own gap. Don't start bringing yourself down so that you feel like, oh, I'm way advanced. Nah, like stay there. If you're someone that is just still learning, let me know how it is as well. So right now on the chart, I want to give yourself between 5 and 0. Where are you with AI? So right today, if you're 5, you're super excellent. 4, you're getting there. 3, you're like, I use it and I'm cool. 2, not really sometimes, yes. And 1, I don't really know so much. 0, I'm zilch. Like, you didn't find me there. I'm still trying to understand exactly what you guys are talking about. Yeah. So let's do that in the chat and let's get this rolling. Today is about healthcare. And when we talk about healthcare, there's the medicine part. We're not touching that. There's the pharmacology part. We're not touching that. We're touching humans, the people that provide this healthcare. As you provide any form of work in your workplace. So hopefully this has a lot of value to you. As with anything in life at all, everything starts with a step. The first step of this training, guess where it started? From you writing in the chat. So if you didn't write anything in the chat, I'm coming after you after this session. Yep, wait for me. So let's start this. Everything starts with a step. For me, I remember very well where I was, what conversation I was having when I first heard about AI. Now, that's now passed on to you. Can you remember where you were, what you were doing, how things came at you when you first came in touch with the word artificial intelligence or generative AI? So I was at work. I was, I was having this really nice meeting with my CEO. Well, he was like the co-founder of HubSpot. I don't know if any of you have ever used the tool HubSpot or heard about it. And so when I was working at HubSpot, I got the chance to have a meeting with the co-founder. His name is Damesh. And in that call, he said, Adebola, what do you see whenever you go to YouTube Shorts? You know, the shorts on YouTube. I was like, I don't really like scrolling through YouTube Shorts because anytime I do, I come out of it crying. He's like, crying, kid. Like, why? Why are you crying? I'm like, because the kind of videos they show me are videos of like Kobe, when Kobe died in the plane crash, Michael Jordan when he had no shoes. So they kind of mix sports and the things that are emotional about their stories. Those are the things that get me. In fact, that's why I like Formula One and Lewis Hamilton. Just the fact that he's a black guy that broke through everything and is now in a sport that only white people are in. You got me. Like, those are the stories. I love those kind of breakthrough stories. So that's why I get on YouTube shows and I'm crying. He said, no, for him, he sees very serious things. When he's there, they're showing him this technical training here. Somebody just coded something and they're asking for feedback. And it's like, that's the power of algorithm. Yeah, that's something called algorithm. He said in a few years, Adebola, people are going to be talking about this thing called generative AI, because what that would do is, if what we're using as data right now to develop algorithms that are giving us what we want to see, if that data right now is the whole of Europe, the data they're using, the whole of Europe. Now, we said with AI, what happens is that is the data of all the 5 continents together, now processed in milliseconds. That's what AI is. So AI is able to take data from so many points and quickly turn it around to give you whatever it is that you need to be able to do the work you want to do or answer the question you've asked. So that begins to make you understand that the power that AI has is all fired up by something we call data. And that data is from what people like us and yourselves have put out there, either on social media, either writing on a website, writing in a blog, writing it in some paper, coding it in some things. That is exactly what is given. So it's like garbage in, garbage out, great things in, great things out, cool talks in, cool talks out. And I'm going at some point in this conversation, I'm going to challenge you as well to understand that if we're saying that the data that it's given us is the same data that is going to be outputting, we are living in a generation where we're building AI, we're training it with our data. In years to come, when our children and their children are growing up, they are not going to be feeding data so much. They're going to be living in the world that the data we have fed it today has built for them. So what world do we want to give them? They would, in their own generation, they would say, oh, my grandparents were in the world, they were around when generative AI was building data. Oh, they were there. So would you want to say, I was in the world today and I contributed to the data that was training AI? So if you sit in your own homes and you refuse to write a tweet, you refuse to put up a nice article on LinkedIn, you refuse to put something up on blogs, you don't want anybody to know your thoughts, you're afraid of contributing to the data for AI. No, don't let it read my data. Don't let it read my data. Then will you then be able to say you really contributed to the world? If it's a bad world we live to them, then it's us. If it's a great world we live to them, then it's us. If it's a world where women are empowered, in the way they tell stories, then it's us. If it's a way where healthcare professionals are seen as thought leaders, then it's us. If Black professionals are seen as the best in a field, then it's us, because you've done some work and you've shared that work, and that work goes into the generations to say, hey, guess what? This is the world we're built because people contributed to it. So if there's nothing at all you take away from today, let that be something that you have a part to play in every step that we take in building a world that is truly inclusive for the next generation. Okay, so now let's move on to this really nice statistics. Looking and saying, today the healthcare world is interesting. It's crazy because everyone is so busy. They're just so busy. And so clinicians are finding themselves spending 50% of their day on doing administrative things. They're just bogged down. I'm not in healthcare. My brother is, my sister-in-law is, I've got friends in there. And every time I can remember, they're stressed out, like, guys. And I can understand it because just going into an ER, for example, just shows you how much work they have to do. So how do you then live a world that is really great with AI? In marketing, for example, now people are able to create campaigns within seconds, and it's gone out anywhere in the world. So if, for example, I want to launch a global campaign, I can say, hey, when this thing lands in a mailbox in Sao Paulo in Brazil, make sure you put the song Despacito on the sign-off. That's me customizing and personalizing it for that country. Do you get what I mean? And I've just built it here. But AI already knows that. He knows all the lyrics. He knows which part of the lyrics to pull out into that email. He already knows the person I'm emailing. All of that together, guys, it's brilliant. Now, for yourselves, you should be asking, what do I do every day? And what part of it can I then give to AI so that I can start actually doing things that I enjoy doing and leave out all the admin parts? Your calendar, connect to AI. The way that you write your follow-up emails in the day, use your ChatGPT. I don't know what particular AI tool you're using. For some, it's ChatGPT. For others, they use Copilot because of work. Whatever it is you're using, I'll use ChatGPT as an example today because it's a free tool. Many people use it. So, for example, you have on your deck and you said, my daily handover. And then in your daily handover notes, you've already put it in there. This message is going to my boss to say this and this, and this is the format of what we've always done before you upload it. And then I would just want to be able to fill this in, this and this, and this is what I did today. Help me write it in a way that is inspiring, yada, yada, yada. Now, that's another tip I'm going to show you. Many people now have AI to be able to write those things for them and put it up. But you have to remember that it's a human being that is going to read it. So you need to make sure that you're not writing it like a robot. So you're just putting things up there and going, And now that we know that AI and robots are coming to take over many of the jobs that we all do that is rudimentary, you don't want to be that person that is forgettable when your team is speaking. You want to be the person they want to make a leader. Why? Because you don't just write things, you use storytelling. Do you understand? So it means that you've now taken out the part of you that robots can never be, and that is the part of you that can tell nice stories in the way you speak. So if today somebody went, you had a very, you're able to give a graphic example to your ChatGPT to say, make sure you put this line there to just make my manager smile about my day. Or say the person that is reading this is going to be really stressed out. Can you please make sure that this note is something that he quickly gets the points from without having to think too much or ask me any question? Storytelling. You're not just saying, write this. You're not just saying, give me this. No, you're really asking it to give you stuff based on what you know the audience, the person reading it will appreciate. So that's you taking that time for yourself to think well, so that when you do that work once, they're not even asking you twice. Some people are lazy. This AI doesn't allow you to be lazy. AI is best for people who are now taking over the time that they would have used to be doing writing, to actually use that to be creative. The world now belongs to the creative people. Use your creativity. That's how you differentiate yourself from your colleague to your colleague. They'll be like, when I read the reports from Debola, my God, I just smiled at this girl, your wahala is too much, or you're too accurate. You're saying, add the statistics in there. Oh, this particular patient had this. Can you put in there about these other things people don't talk about, but I think will be great for the person reading it? That's all I mean. So just you making sure that you are writing in a way that helps you to communicate on your ChatGPT so that it's creative for you. Now, when you've done that, don't now open another one again because you want to write another one. The same one you opened. The next time you want to write another one, put it there. That is you doing what you're training your own AI. So when it gives you something back, like, I don't really like this one. It sounds too much like AI. When you start using this word, everybody uses it. Don't remove it. Use this one instead, or give me another one. Remember that I am a Yoruba girl from Elisha. So whenever I'm writing this, I want you to sound like me, not in my dialect, but in the way that our character is. We are emotional when we come from those places. teaching AI to know who you are. Those are the kind of conversations I have with AI when it's writing for me. Because at this point, it gives me my LinkedIn post without me having to even edit it again. Because I've given it the back and forth, that's those many times. So now it even knows, okay, if this is what you're writing for Debola, it needs to be this short, it needs to have this elements into it, it needs to be emotional, it needs to be inspiring, it needs to be like that. So that's how you need to now also start teaching it now. Very soon, you won't have to do so much work in teaching it, and you'll be glad that you put in the work in training it, okay? Now, tech works for you. Many people keep saying, is it here to replace my job? Is it here to replace my job? There are many times people say, oh, AI is just here to replace the jobs of those that don't use AI. I don't believe that so much. I really do believe that AI is here to replace the jobs of everybody. Because it will actually be, even those that use AI, it's coming for them. But I think what it can't do is that it can't be human. It can never be human. Imagine you write a report. AI writes the report, right? It does it really nicely. But whoever, the manager wants someone that can explain the report, that can interpret the report in a way that makes them like gets them on understanding that report and inspires them. I don't want some drab, because if you tell a robot, this is this. They're like, yeah, but why didn't we have any percentages of patients in this other room? Why this is this, because it's reading from what the report has asked us to read. But a human will say, oh, the reason why is because this is. Do you understand what I mean? So you have to now bring up those other skills you have. So your human skills, start practicing those interpersonal skills, because those are the skills that become really important in an age of AI. But more than that, use this tool so that you are able to focus on the things that really matter, like caring for your patients, like listening to them. Gone are the days when doctors will sit and they're so busy writing, because they're so busy just writing because they don't want to miss anything you're saying. And then they end up writing it and you can't even read the handwriting. I'm like, so what has this person been writing since? You know, but the truth about it is that now there are AI tools, that are listening tools that are converting everything that the patient is saying into points for the doctor. So the doctor can actually sit and look at that patient and understand what they're saying and truly show empathy, because we don't want harsh doctors anymore because they are busy. Now that technology is coming, we want to see the doctors that are really, really the kind, caring, empathetic, understand things, and are quick to really know what steps are next. So let's imagine that you are the boss now, yeah? Now, let's get into the chat again. What's one task today that you'd be like, this is part of my work that I just wish I can just take it and give it to this, my assistant AI? Because AI is your digital assistant. That's what it is. It's not your boss. It's your assistant. You need anything, madam, can you give me this? I even gave my own AI stuff. I gave it a name. You know, so it becomes like your assistant. You already know, I need my calendar. You put your stuff in it. Can I get a shorter version for this document? Oh, I need to get this prescription right. Please give me all the elements that go into it. Like you're just be looking at you at work like, it's the same person. You're so brilliant now. You know, that's what it does. It's meant to make you shine. Okay, it's not meant to take over your old work. But when it then makes you shine, and then it takes over a lot of the work you're doing, what are you spending your time to do? Spend your time in truly showcasing what humans can do, and that's caring for your customer, for your patients, understanding exactly what they are, researching into what is new in your space, writing about it. Take time out, go on LinkedIn, go on a blog, write about it, be a thought leader. It gives you enough time back so you can actually start creating things for your own career. Nobody wants to stay at this level in their career. But in the world we live now, it's a perception world. If you're not out there showcasing the work you're doing and contributing to the way we are building conversations around healthcare, nobody cares. You can be the best person in your own office. That's your beeswax. But what is nice is when you can actually take that nice beeswax and put it in a nice article and put it online. You're coaching the next generation. You're mentoring people. He's going to take that article as well and use it to train another level of people that want to learn about that subject matter. So don't just take that time and say, I don't want AI to now do all my work. No, leave it. Get it to be trained to work for you. Then use that time to do way more things that really position you as a thought leader and start helping you race it when it comes to your career. I hope everybody understands exactly what I'm saying. So if you've not used the chat yet, just do it, because I'm really going to read it. I really want to know, what is one task today that you are going to be asking AI to do for you. Yeah, let's get it going. Now, when it frees you up with that time, when he's done all that work for you and freed you up on that time, what then do you do? Which is what it was I was saying at the other time. Don't just spend that time just chilling and cooling off and everything. Use it as well to actually take a mental pause for yourself. Be mentally, enabled. Be that person that is not always rushing out, always angry. Don't be that person that doesn't have any breathing room to do anything. You can't take a course. You can't do anything at all because you're so busy. So remember, if it's not helping you be less busy, then it's not doing the right thing. And you can't be worried about saying, oh, I don't want it to do everything. No, then I'll not look at it, I'm not doing anything. Nah. Except you're working in a space that is not progressive, because that space is going to have to change at some point. There was one place I went to speak to leaders like CEOs, and one person asked me an interesting question. I was interested coming from that kind of crowd. And he said, Adibola, don't you ever get to a point where you feel that you're over-reliant on AI? And I said, imagine this scenario. You're going to the beautiful city. Sorry, guys, I'm going to be using my city a lot. I come from a very beautiful city in Nigeria called Elisha. So you're going to a beautiful city in a place that is a bit remote, and you have to get there. You've never driven there before. So you start to use your GPS and your, let's say, Google Map, for example, and then you've gone past Lagos. You now got into Ibadan. And then just as you're about to take that interjection into Elisha Road, where they do this, they fry this nice akara by the road, and then they give you bread and all those things. You're just about to turn in there, like, I think I've used this AI too much. I'm going to shut it down. So how will you find your way? So you just be lost. That's the same way with AI. It's a machine. It can never be tired. The more you give it information, the more you're training it, the more you're helping it. It's almost like I say that's what gives it more fire. Do you get? So you can never overuse AI. It's for you to ask yourself that the way I'm using it, am I using it in a good way or I'm using it in a great way? And like I said, the difference between good and great is when you're able to bring your own personality into the tools that you use, not just allow the tools just boom, 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 go on their own, but you're actually bringing your personality into it by saying, this is the way I like to sound. This is the way I like to write. This is how people like to listen to me and read from me. Then you're doing it the right way. Okay? And when we start having better conversations with our patients, it's a whole different ball game. So imagine that you need to send a patient some follow-up conversations. You need to actually get them to understand what you're saying. So you actually use AI to say, simplify this for an Ibadan woman, or simplify this in the nicest form of Afrikaans language. Simplify this in English that helps this patient not feel afraid or feel empowered by this information. Can you see the difference in the conversations? Those are the skills I want you to start really owning in now. Your English is fine, but now, again, like I said, your storytelling is taking it to the next level. And if for you to be able to get the storytelling right, you know what? You need to understand the person that is reading that conversation. So what that means is that when your patients do come in, they're not just getting them along the line. You're taking time to really understand them, listen to them, so that when you're now writing for them, you would have noticed some things about them to be able to put in your storytelling that really personalizes it for them. You see the way I've come through with that? Yes. So it still happens with your conversations with your customers, with your patients. For them to really feel seen, they need to be heard. And the biggest problem with communication is that many times you are listening so that we can quickly give them the response, let them go. The person is trying to ask, hey, I used these 2 tablets yesterday. I'm like, hey, I just use 4 now. Like, But now that we know that, I need to listen well so that when I get this person's response, I can actually write to them in the way that it blows their mind. This person was really listening. So that way you listen to actually understand what they're saying rather than listening to just reply them. Do you understand? So it becomes every patient becomes as important because you need them to be able to enhance their follow-ups. You need that information from them. You need their personality so that they feel seen and heard when they do have conversations with you. And that would be a difference between what places that they go, who they remember that spoke to them at the end of the day. So let's make those kind of interactions very, 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 very meaningful. And then with all that we're saying, AI will provide you insights. I love that part of AI. So we know AI does three main things, right? So it does that part of, helping you to understand, right? Do all those, help you to really boost your productivity. Whatever it is you're doing, helps you do it better, do it smaller time, yeah. But what I also like about it is that it helps you do a lot of research. It can easily give you data that you could never have imagined. Or you could have gone on Google, it's now said the 500 articles. We're going to read all the 500 articles. Do you have to get? But I would take that millions of articles and it will give it back to you in this millisecond way or in the millicle way that you can consume it. So it provides you suggestions. It doesn't tell you what to do. You are the human at the end of the day, but it shows you patterns. It tells you, you can easily just say, can you look into this person's file and see whether there's any history of chicken pox? Because most of the tools that we use in the hospitals, because many hospitals, I'm hoping, or many systems would have tools that are particular to their patients' information files that have HIPAA approval, all those GDPR things, whatever it is that is important. So if you're not in the healthcare space, you're just asking this about your church or asking this about your community or whatever it is you're in, whatever it is, many of them would have a place, an AI tool, maybe Copilot that is connected to it, or they've created their own AI to this. I know Thummim would have something like that, or would be having something like, I'm not sure, but you have all these tools that are connected in. So when you then go into those AI things, you are able to then from there search, but it's already searching from a pool of related subject matters. So if you then go into your own hospital, and if your hospital doesn't have this yet, or you're a thought leader yourself, you're a business owner in the healthcare space, you should be asking yourself, how do we take all our clients' information that is in paper, and start digitizing them so that we're able to collect this data quickly and easily? Now, AI can easily go in of that and say, if I look at this particular patient, I'm thinking the situation might be a case of cervical cerebrobrachus, whatever. Sister-in-law says all this rubbish. So whenever you're able to, they're like, really? Can it be that? Okay, see whether it has this, see whether it has this. It goes back again. It comes back and I say, oh yeah, it has this, it has, geez. Why don't we love this kind of world? Like the world is going to really change and it's going to be giving us everything we need. So if you don't use AI at all now, you're missing out. Like seriously, people are learning these things and you'll be at the back when they're looking for people at the front. So start today with simple things like, can I have something for dinner? I don't like to eat stew. I like to eat things with rice. Start it like that. It will give you different options of dinner. You can say, I have a son. He doesn't like to eat the same thing twice. What can I make for him today? We had this yesterday. It will give you whatever. It's like, start using it for tiny things like that. I was sharing on social media recently that there was one time I made one hair and the hair just kept flying. I had to ask ChatGPT, wait, kind of hair for African women, and I'm in Ireland. I don't live in Lagos where I can just go to somewhere and buy something. What can I use? And I was like, buy this kind of silk stuff, tie it down, then look for this, whatever, pull it. Like, I just went, like, that's ChatGPT helping me. You get what I mean? So let it be your everyday tool. Bam. My husband is behaving somehow. He's in the living room. Can I just send him a short text? Let him just smile. It will give you. You send. He's smiling. The world is happy. Again, tiny like that. Because when you start using it in a little way, you start getting more confident to say, no, this thing can give me this now. If I ask it about this, it can give me this. Okay, I need to rush off so that I don't waste my time. Human first, guys. At the end of everything we've done and said, AI should increase our space for empathy. It shouldn't lessen it. Those in the healthcare sector, especially those that work in hospitals and in the nurses, I didn't want to call out nurses because my mom is a nurse, but my mom, when I was growing up, I can't remember when I went to a hospital. I just can't remember it. Because if you're not feeling well, like many kids would not come to school, I'd be like, I'm not feeling well, so they stayed at home. In my house, it just wasn't like that. My mom, it was never just too serious for my mom to say, stay at home. So why do I want to bother using that as an excuse? So one time I was really not feeling well. Guess what she did? She just went to look for one of these polls and she put a drip on it, tied a drip to it, and just gave me the drip. Then the next morning, I'm on my way to school. Like, that's how annoying my mom was. Like, nurses kids, we suffer a lot. Like, I think we need to carry placard and, have an association. But at the end of the day, my point is that, it gives more room for professionals, for healthcare professionals to be nicer, to be more empathetic, to understand exactly, the little things, not to forget those little popsicles you used to give to the kids before, be like, hey, come to the doctor's office, take this sweet. I don't know whether they still do that in public institutions or whatever it is. Everybody's just haggling and struggling. Life is hard, I know. But the more we start accepting that there are some little tasks we can give to artificial intelligence to do for us, so that we can actually start focusing on the things that actually matter, like the people, the world becomes a better place. Robots very soon will start to do the things that we do. And I'm sure many of you have started to see it in many other countries. It's happening already. They can do the little things that nurses are doing or that the healthcare workers are doing. The robots can do those quite quickly and quite easily, but human side of it is someone still wants to be heard. Like in the customer care center, for example, AI is the one responding to many of the chatbots when people are having all this comment. Oh, I want this. A chatbot is already answering with AI. You already know it's AI because even he introduces himself and say, I'm your AI, is normal. But there are some complex issues. They are like, this thing just repeating the same thing. You're like, do you want to speak to a human? Then you say yes. You're like, oh, thank God. Then you speak to a human. So that's the way as well. Don't start thinking so much, oh, these things, they will now become robots. They now take all our jobs. Even when they do take the little jobs, we want the people that are smart, that know how to use AI tools to really, really get healthcare service to the next level. You want to be one of those people. And the only way you can be that is if you're curious enough today to start making those little additions to the way you work and seeing how AI is in them or how we can make it better. Okay? Human connection, nobody can ever take that. No robot can take that. No technology can take that. The heart of healthcare is that human connection. So you all sit in a profession that becomes the heart of the world, not because it cannot be replaced. Like I said, robots are already taking over a lot of these tools. And I'm sure many of you will not mind as well, because why are you removing blood 1 million times when a robot can easily get it accurately and take it out in seconds? I understand that. But then what then becomes your job? Your job is then listening, understanding, holding a hand, and giving reassurances to people that really do need it. Now, I'll take a pause here and say, you go into the chat and just tell me how you are feeling about this AI talk. Like, are you like, oh, yeah, it's okay, or I'm getting more into it, or I really think maybe this is something I can do, or thumbs up or thumbs down? It's your time. So that takes me as well a second to just breathe, like I've been speaking too much. Whew. Okay. Let's go. Now, AI is it's such a vital tool. At the same time, it could also cause a lot of problems. And that bias is going to be the biggest situation that we have. I don't know how many people here are Africans or Black, but this is us having to really look out for each other at this point. There was a statistic I saw recently when I was having to do a talk, and it said that the error rate for facial recognition technology that they developed in the US was 2.7% for Caucasian, as white men, 2.7% error rate. But for women of color, Black, mixed race, like that, it was 38% error rate, almost half error rate. You know what that means? It means that if most cars become built on facial, like Tesla, those ones that drive themselves on facial recognition, and then they are put into the road at that same error rate, who are they going to be hitting gbos everywhere? It's women of color, because they're like, I didn't recognize that was a human being. Do you know what I mean? That's the problem of bias. So if data that is being fed into technology that we're using for healthcare does not become accurate enough to take care of minorities, to take care of malaria that not everybody has, to take care of sickle cell disease that not everybody has. Then what then happens is that the tool starts to develop, it starts to grow, but with incomplete data. And the biggest danger we can have in our world is where we finally have developed a technology that is built and inserted by few, but it governs everyone. And what are we going to blame when this happens? We're going to have to blame ourselves because it didn't build itself. The Adebola was here calling out to everybody to say, share your work, let people know your work, let people understand what's happening with minority diseases, let people know what's happening in hospitals across when it comes to blood donation, when it comes to the way that people cross marry. Talk about the situations that happen locally. Because when you do that, that's when you're feeding the technology out there. You're feeding AI to say there is this situation here. So it's not like as if it's bad. It's just that you need this and this to happen for it to be good. It's learning. So there's less bias. So somebody just doesn't really see a blood and a particular blood and go like, this is the worst blood in the world. Do not use it. No, they already have the other writings in it to say it can be great if it's for this, this, or this. You can save more lives. You can actually impact more people. You can actually empower more people. When you start talking about the fact that, oh, we actually removed it. You know, we have this thing in our culture. We don't like to make too much noise. Some people are like, what's wrong with this person? Is it only you? And if there are any women here, I have a particular message directly for you. We are even worse than the men. You know, women would like to know something almost 100% before they put their hand up and say, I know this thing. Whereas the man, he just entered one room, came out the other door. He only heard ABC. So when he goes into the other door, he say ABC, D, E, F, G. Like all that he heard was this. And next thing they've given him PhD, HHD, MSSC, RFFF. He's on the panel in the world. Women, this is the age where we can't just let that happen. You need to put your hand up and say, I want to be part of the room. Oh, they're having conversations around technology in your office because you're a woman, you think you step back. No. Oh, I attended an AI course. I think I understand what AI is about. Please, can I join our team when they're doing this, coming up with the structure and the strategy for our AI in our company? That's you empowering yourself. That's you speaking up for yourself. You know, so we need every gender in there. We need every race in there. We need every form of education in there. There are people that do healthcare. I know that they are very varying parts of healthcare. You know, those that do sleep, there's a cousin of mine that does sleep, and then there's another one that does this and that, and everybody does different little things. So you can't allow one because one person does kidney and liver and cancer, and then they're the loudest. No, now everybody's input. So this is where you need to see yourself and say, I am now, my education and everything I'm doing is needed in this world. How do I contribute? The age of content development, you put up a post, you're angry that 5 people have not liked it. They are saying, I'm not doing it again. That age has passed. Nah, we're no more in that age. Because, like I said, the data you put out there, even if nobody likes it, it's already feeding into AI data. It doesn't matter who is liking it. If you still like people to like your post by force, I'll tell you how I used to how I built my own to where it is. I have my army, my people. They are like 10. They are my family. They are my friends. They are always 10. Sometimes they are 7. So I've put to 5. I just take that link after posting and send it to them. My brothers, they don't even read it. They just click like you'll be like, this our husband is always supporting her. He doesn't even read what I'm writing. He just knows that if I send that link, he has to like. Find your own army. But like seriously, it's not that kind of time at all. The world has moved past that. We're now in a critical time where you can just create a blog post for yourself and all your work, as you see something new, put it there. Just some other people are not liking it. Put it there, put it there, put it there. It's feeding data. It's feeding data. It's telling things from your own point of view. It's telling things from your perspective. It's telling it from a place where nobody, your story would always be unique to you. Always. And that unique story, we need it to fit into the bigger story. Yeah, it's critical now. Your voice is so important. We can't do much without it. So let's be really, really conscious of that and understand that we, as whoever we are, just having a phone that can go to the internet, you are a content creator on your own. Clap for yourself. Like do bam, 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 balloons. You are a serious content creator. Okay. At the end of it, it's all about a mindset of growth. You don't need to be an AI expert. Just stay curious. Be curious about it. What are they doing? How are they doing? Remember the story I told you at the beginning of my co-founder when he told me that in a few years, people are going to be talking about AI because now it's just algorithm. Later, he said they'll be talking about AI. What I did when I left that meeting, I just went to Google and I said, AI in marketing. What is it doing in marketing? There was only one course available then. That was about 3 years ago. I went to take the course. It was at the University of Virginia. It was on the Coursera app then. I took that course. Once I took it and I understood what it was, I started talking about it on AI. Today, the rest is history. Not only was I able to be empowered enough to leave one of the best paying jobs, I was able to stand on my own and help many other organizations see how they can use technology better. Now, today, I'm the ambassador for women in AI in Ireland, a country that I was not born in, but where they understand the importance of diversity. Do you understand? But if I didn't take on my curiosity, if I just sat down and be like, this is what I wonder how they're doing, I can never have made that progress. I can never be speaking to you right now. So if you can do anything at all today, when you live here and you've never used AI in a great way, just go on ChatGPT, download it. It was one of the last things I did for my dad before he passed away, sadly, last year. You know, he wanted to speak at, he said, I'm speaking at too many funerals and I don't know what is new to say. I said, Daddy, download ChatGPT. He downloaded it. We put in his few points for his sermon and said that he told him the story of the person he's going to preach at their funeral. He put all that story there. ChatGPT gave him the points he was going to talk about. My dad was so excited. He said, now I can do many more funeral teachings. Guess what? In 2 weeks, my dad was late. It was his funeral we're planning after he had done that other one. But it shows you that if he's a 78-year-old guy could be as curious and excited about what AI could give him in his work, how about you? You know what I mean? So whatever you're doing, just say, what is AI doing in my career? What is it doing in my profession? Don't be too wide, though. Exact, the things you like to do. What is AI doing here? Once it tells you, like, what are the courses I can take? Or what are the conversations I can start to have? What is my first post on LinkedIn on this? I want to be a thought leader on this. That's a mindset for growth. That's you not just taking it up, but you leading with it, okay? So be that voice that shapes AI, because if outworkers don't speak up, it will be shaped by those without you in it. Your insight is essential. I love this quote. They said, nothing about us without us. That means don't build anything for us that we did not contribute to. It's just that I don't know so many proverbs like that. I would have found one Yoruba or Igbo proverb to go with this. Like, don't build anything about us without us. It should be your motto. So if AI is being built now, they're asking you to come to market and say, everybody contribute. Don't say you're not called in, because now you've been called in and the future needs you in it. So AI in healthcare is happening now. We need leaders like you. You know, so you need to write down one way that you would explore using AI in your work after today. Like, just tell me, like, how would you use it? You can use it, you can write it in shorthand or scribble so people don't copy your nice, just say, no, but seriously, challenge yourself and copy it and paste it in a notepad on your phone and say, this is one way I'm going to be using AI for how I work. If you're already using it before, how would you use it next level? How are you taking it to the next and to the next and to the next and to the next level? It's not enough to just stay on using it for chat and using it for checking this and that. No, use it to research about your work. Be a thought leader on it, and then understand what are the different aspects that are not known globally, that are only known in your own area, and add that conversation in. If you do that, people will come looking for you. People will come looking for your point of view. You need to take it seriously now, to actually not just be quiet about what you know, but use it and then be loud about it. So thank you everyone today for showing up. I'm so, super glad. I'm hoping that you guys have gotten one thing or the other, from this session, because the best way we can actually predict our future is to create it. And then we are now living in a time when we're creating the world for our kids and their kids and their kids. When cars start to fly, they will be able to say, my mom was there when they made sure that facial recognition decreased all the way to 0.002 for women of color, because she kept talking about it everywhere. You need to get to a point where they cannot make a decision in a place without asking, who is not on the table today? Is there a woman on this table? Is there a man on this table? Is there someone of disability on this table? You don't just make decisions for people. You get those people in the room as well. And if you can't find them, look for their of them have associations, but don't create things that exclude people. Create an inclusive and a diverse world, because only then can we truly say that what we have built is something that the world can use, and they can use with pride. So thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much, Mom. Please, I would like each and every one of us to go ahead and thank you very much. I don't know who that is. Thank you very much. Please, can we go ahead and like just drop in a word of appreciation to our instructor for this evening on the chat box, please? Yes, thank you. Virtual claps, I also appreciate it. Yes, thank you. Keep them rolling in. Keep them rolling in. I actually learned a lot, especially regarding ladies, finding it difficult to come out and say, yes, I think I have a little knowledge in this, but I think I can be able to learn on the field. I find it difficult. I experienced that limitation, and this is something that is going to empower me. Hopefully, that means I should apply to be the operations manager for Thummim by Monday. Thank you very much, Mom. So we're moving over to the question and answer sessions, and this is the time for you to ask your question. It can be regarding what we just discussed now. It can be anything regarding AI in healthcare in the future, or in healthcare in your specific line of work as a healthcare professional. So we're going to just be giving about, say, 10 minutes for that. If you do have your questions, please feel free to use the raise hand icon on the chat on the box, or alternatively, you can drop your questions on the chat box and we'll be right here to attend to them. So I can see some mics are turned on. Please kindly just feel free. You can ask your questions. Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah. Good evening. Yeah. Oh.
Oh, I am really sorry about that. It seems we're having an interference. Please, guys, if you are
Yeah, I'm better now.
listening with multiple,
I'm
all
better
right,
now.
perfect.
I'm better
Yes,
now.
thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Yeah, it's a good thing that this is coming at this time. What I've gotten today is, I would say, the source of data for AI. I continue to wonder where AI is getting its information from. I started using AI in 2023, and it has added so much value. But when the expert was talking, I now understood that it was what we have been feeding into the internet that the AI is leveraging on. And honestly, you have done one thing for me today, because I write every day on LinkedIn. There was a time I was writing like a lecturer. I will put off information there. But somebody told me I should start writing my post as stories. And that stories had made me, to be unique. That stories had attracted more comments, more likes, and more impressions. So, but what I don't understand is that how does AI know that peculiarity? Because you just said it now. Honestly, that AI can actually create a particular, information, if once it knows where it is coming from. How is that out of a million and million and million data that have been fed into it? Can you just please throw light on that?
It's the machine. That's why it's a machine. And the coolest way about it is that it learns. So it has a lot of data, almost like a library. So it has all this library, bam, 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 bam. So when you now tell it, give me this of this, it knows exactly where to go. In seconds, it's in there. I know where to go. I know where to go. So if you say, so that's why a lot of people around the world have been feeding it. But unfortunately, that's why I keep saying that from our continent especially, it has little to search from. Little to search from. Of course, why not? Internet became something just recently for many of the continents in countries in Africa. Other than that as well, people don't understand the importance of their story. They almost feel like I need to japa for me to have a story. So the ones that we have that are unique, nobody's telling it. So we don't have as much. And that's why I keep saying we are the ones that the world is waiting for. Our point of view, the one that the world is waiting for. So we have more work to do in just oversetting and overwriting and overgiving of this so that we have more. Because if you ask, for example, for the picture of a a female CEO, there's none that will be Black. So it's
that's
those
true.
kind of things. So we just need to be out there and, bring our point of view for our continent and then start to see the change. Yeah.
Thank you so much for this. I think I support that. There was a time I was saying AI should give me a pictorial impression of a woman who is struggling with, substance use disorders. And all it gave me was a white woman, which is good. And each time they are giving me example of, when I'm trying to make stories, something like Olusoji doesn't come up, or Ade Kito doesn't come up. It's either, one Caucasian name or the other, So it then means that if we don't feel that information from our continent, AI cannot leverage it. Great. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
I appreciate you. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, sir. We still have about an ample time to entertain 2 or more other questions. Please just introduce yourself and ask your questions.
Well, thank you very much, Adibola Oloma from, anyway, you're not my in-law because my wife is from Malaysia. So
Nice.
I want to find out, well, I want to find out how to create one's blog. I said this person is a blogger, this guy, how did they do all these things? I used to wonder, My name is Adeyanju Olusoji Alaru. I'm a gynecologist.
Okay, very cool. And that's a very good question because it's so practical. Not only are you able to create platforms are easy. If you even just go now to blogpost.com, there are free blogs. There are free links there. They just ask for an email and you can start your blogs today. But then when you then use ChatGPT, for you to now say, give me my first blog, this is what I want to write about. It gives that to you. You fine tune it into the way you want it to sound. You put it up there. You share the link with friends or you just leave it up there. Really, it's fine. But that's how you start. That's how simple and how easy it is to start. But the only thing I always challenge people on is starting is easy, but people fall off. So you have to try to be consistent. And what AI does for you that really helps that consistency is that many of these blogs, you can actually schedule them. So you can actually write when you have time, when you just have like a few hours in a day, you just write 7 with ChatGPT. Like seriously, you just give the topic and what you want to write about. You write 7, then you schedule them so that one drops every week. That's 7 weeks of content locked in, done, dusted. And people just like, this guy, he's always writing. You don't know that you have already done it one time. You have gone to bed, So the same way with LinkedIn as well, you can schedule your post and leave it on there. You can even write articles on LinkedIn. So instead of doing create post, you just say create article. And then that can also be your blog post, which even has way more wider audiences, than you can think. So I would recommend that and schedule them. They post at the times that you want. And you can actually have the whole month already covered. And then when something new comes up to your mind, like, I need to write about this, then you can always just do that ad hoc and keep it going.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you, ma.
Welcome.
Great.
All right, so we thank you very much, sir. We actually do have some questions on the chat box. I will go ahead to read a couple of them, and I hope our instructor for today will be able to address these questions. Okay, so one from Oluwayemisi Olagugun. Please describe in practical ways how I can personalize my ChatGPT. Another is from Damilare Utusola. Are there any ethical considerations we should account for when we use AI? Then I have a question from Oluwayemisi again. Can we get your contacts, please?
Okay, so I tried to share my contact just a second now. Like, you can connect to me on LinkedIn. Is my name Adibola Olomo, just as it is on the Zoom stuff. Very easy. And you can send me a direct message on there, and we can take it on from there. The other question is about AI, the ethics. That's a very good question. Now, for organizations that have privacy related regulations, please, for most of them, like I said, EPA, always use tools that have all those certifications aligned with it, like HubSpot, for example, is EPA certified. HubSpot is a customer relationship management tool, like a CRM, so that helps you put all your data in, and then you can create posts, create things from there, manage your organization. It's so easy from one place, and you have all the data in there. If you want to ask me more about HubSpot, feel free as well to come on LinkedIn. I can share more with you on that. But on your but for your most of the time, you can easily just go on AI and share whatever it is. Anything that can be online can be shared with there, and then you can always create from there and create from there. Some people are too careful and then they miss out. Now, when people ask me, how do you do good versus bad of AI? I keep saying that evil and good will always coexist as long as we are in this world. I don't think it's the way that it was built, where God came and then this devil came. It will always be there. But where good is making a lot more noise, where we are adding more positivity to the world, we are drowning the bad. That's the truth. So that's why I keep saying, if you use AI, there's no need using it under the table and trying your best to put it under the table and say, I don't want people to know that that's what I'm using. It just doesn't make any sense. The more you use it, the more your team goes like, oh, that's why you're efficient. Oh, okay, I can use it. And then everybody goes together. It's like a it's like good music. If it's like popping, people will stand up and they will join you in the dance. If you're using AI for good, other people will see the good in it and then they will join in. And the more we're all inclusive in the way we go with these things, the better for our continent, the better for us as people and as a profession as well. When she talked about customizing your ChatGPT, like I said, it's a tool. You need to train it. You need to train it. You need to train it. So if you have ChatGPT on one side, some people have different chats. But for me, for every kind of project I'm working on, I use only one. So if I'm using it to write my stories or my LinkedIn, I have it as LinkedIn. And then every time it's writing and I'm fine-tuning it, the next time is learning already. So if I want to write something for my company, I'll be like different. I'll put like different gist. So different gist. Let's say I'm doing reply to admin so it already knows my tone within my team. So it knows exactly how it will sound and it gives it back to me. So that's how you train it. So you're not just having different conversations, different scatter. Have each one, rename it and say this one is for church group. And then every time it's writing, you put it there. Once you just put it there like this, like, oh, it knows already how you've already said you like writing about church group things. It builds it for you. That's how you customize and train your ChatGPT.
Thank you very much for that answer. We would be entertaining a couple more before we proceed with our next item on the agenda. I'm going to read off some other questions from the chat box, but if you'd like to ask your question verbally, please just use the raise hand emoji on the Zoom home screen. So I'm going over to asking the next question. And we have one from Taiwo Abel. Pardon me, please. I may not be able to pronounce your last name. AI generated answer reference links are always invalid. How do we justify this?
They're not always invalid. That's not true. Sometimes they can be invalid. And that's why he even tells you nowadays to say that this may not be correct. But you can easily go on Google and find what is correct and feed it back and say, have you tried to look at this? It takes that up. It's like, almost like as if you shown in a light. So like, oh, in this direction, it goes and it finds much more and it brings it in. That's the way it works. So it can never, ever be fully accurate. And that's why the human sense at this, because we're still coaching it. In a few years from now, it would have been coached well. It would be shiny. That's why AI is not doing surgeries right now. It's because it's not yet there, as in my opinion. It's doing for some, but I won't even allow it to do for me now. But it's that kind of fine-tuning moment it has. It's not like it's 0%. No, it's not always incorrect. I don't agree with that. But where you find a part where it's not working, even you can tell no, this is not true. Just go on Google or wherever it is. Just say, give me this. Or even on the same ChatGPT, be like, in another chat conversation, ask it something else. In another chat, open it. And then you now see that, okay, you bring it in, you give it this link and say, this is what I'm talking about. It opens like a new road and starts giving you more things. So don't give up on it and say, oh, because no. Instead, challenge it, give it that challenge, do the grass and the boast to it. It will learn that this person doesn't like taking rubbish. I better learn this now and search well. And then it has other tools like deep research, deep search. Sometimes when you can just invest money into the premium side, especially if that is your job and you want it to be super accurate, put some money into it, $20, $20 a month, and that way you're like, I want to use the deep research part of it. It actually goes in and it asks you some really tough questions for you to develop stuff for you. I used it yesterday to develop an entire product portfolio for a client, and it was brilliant because it went into so many sources to help me find the one that would stand out if I took it to Harvard tomorrow to present it. And that was what I was telling it. Give me something that if I take it anywhere, this person will read it and then be like, that's the way you train it, and get it to work for you.
Thank you, Mom, for that. And the last question on the chat before we would open the floor for the participants who would like to ask questions using the mic. What courses would you recommend to learn about AI?
Because that's a broad question, I'm going to throw it back and say, let that be your first question to ChatGPT. But make sure that you're telling it who you are. So if you're like a student, you're saying, I am a student of this, living in this. This is the kind of economic situation I am in. This is what I can afford, but I want to be able to do this because of this. Then when you send that into ChatGPT, you'll be surprised at the courses that it's giving to you because they'll be the ones that you can actually easily take. Either they are free or they're easy to grasp. So use that as your first trial or your second trial, but ask it, but make sure you're giving it those. I use Coursera quite a bit. I know Thummim has a bit of a portfolio of courses as well, but like I said, use it, ask it, and you'll be surprised at what you get out of it. But Coursera is quite good, yeah.
All right, then. And this runs off our question and answer sessions. I would like to appreciate you. Please, I would like the house to kindly appreciate our instructor. Thank you very much, Mom. Her LinkedIn has also been pasted on the chat box. So if you'd like to connect with her on LinkedIn, please do go there and just raise a connection. Okay, pardon me, please. It seems we have a question or so. Yes. Emmanuel, please, you can ask your question.
Right, thank you so very much, okay. And I'm clapping with both hands and feet for Adebola. Thank you so much for your passion and for the depth of content you've delivered in such a very short time. You've taken us through prompt engineering, the ethics of AI, and a whole gamut of things. Thank you so much for that. Just to add one thing and then to plead with the 55 people we have on the call right now. So the one thing I wanted to add is, as Adebola mentioned, as you start to train your ChatGPT or whatever generative AI platform you're using, start from the place where you have some knowledge so that you can pick the errors and correct and train it appropriately. The second thing I wanted to ask of you, all 55 people on the call, is I pasted the LinkedIn profile for Adebola in the chat. We, as Africans, very often unconsciously just love to receive without giving, right? But there's so much we can give. Now, Adebola and I didn't have this conversation. I probably should have taken her permission, but I don't think she's going to have my head for it. So beyond connecting with her on LinkedIn, I wanted you to find her on all the social media platforms and follow her and add yourself to our army, like she mentioned during our call. I would really let that be the only gift we're not able to pay her. Let this be the only gift we're able to give to her. Thank you so very much. And back to you, Roke.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Thank you very much. Please, guys, we still like us to still hold on because we have an excellent surprise that we as a brand, Thummim, have been keeping up. And we've currently been trying to develop something, and I think we are this excited, and it seems we're ready, or rather, we are ready to unveil this to you. So thank you very much, Thank you very much, Adebola. We do appreciate you. And thank you for taking our time to go through extensive research to deliver this piece to us today. I would like to appreciate you. And before we proceed with what we have next on the agenda, I would like us to quickly fill in a little poll. We've created this on this Zoom call. So just tap on your Zoom home screen. The poll option has been activated, and it's just a 4-question poll. So you can just click in yes or no. It's a 4-question poll. Please would like you all to kindly try to fill in this, as it's really, really beneficial for us. It helps us to be able to work well as an organization and as a brand and deliver to you. Yes, thank you very much. And while we're doing this, I would like to formally introduce Thummim to you. So Thummim is a product of the Intelligence Healthcare Solution, and we got founded in 2016. Thummim is an e-edu health organization. Simply, just to simplify this, we're a platform that do offer specialized trainings and courses for organizations or individuals. So if your company or where you work at is in need of having specialized trainings for all of its staffs, we do cater to such requests. And we also offer a broad range of courses, from clinical pharmacokinetics to healthcare ethics to healthcare law, anything, just you name it. We also cover courses such as biostatistics and all other AI required courses. So we are available. We started in Nigeria, but thankfully we've been able to spread our wings, and we have a branch in Kenya. Currently, we have a branch in Sierra Leone, and we are hopefully trying to open one in Liberia. So please do feel free to check out on our platform, THUMMIMNG or THUMMIMKE. You can search for that, or Thummim Africa, that's THUMMIM Africa, on all social media platforms to get to see us and what we do. And you can search our website, which is thummim.ng, thummimng.com or thummim.co.ke for the Kenyan brand. So all right, thank you. I'm already seeing, yes, I'm already getting responses regarding the poll. Just tap on your Zoom home screen. You get to see the poll icon, click on it and answer it. It's just a couple of questions. It's not going to take about 2 to 3 minutes of your time. Thank you very much. So while we're still having us get to fill in the poll, I would just want to further explain to you what we are doing here as a brand, and what we hope to be able to unveil to you this evening, this very evening. So please just hang on, and we should be able to get right there. Okay, seems we're getting a couple more handful of responses. Please kindly proceed and fill in the poll, please. Thank you very much. All right, so I received a question earlier from a participant regarding the recording of this particular meeting. I'd like to inform everyone that this meeting is currently being recorded, and once we are done with this, we'll compile that into a folder that will be shared to every one of us via mail. I hope you were able to fill in the registration link when it was sent to us earlier before the start of this class. Thank you. All right, so we have to proceed now to the next agenda. Intelligence Healthcare Solution is actually pleased to inform you all that we, or rather, our developers have been working around the clock just to ensure that we bring out something that can work not only for us, but also for you. So we are pleased to introduce our official intelligence chat box, our AI box. And then I would like to play a kind of preview video for us so that we can get to see our AI box in action. Just give me a minute. Thank you. All right, thank you very much. And we're sorry for that. So after multiple months of testing and trying to ensure that we get this out, I would like to inform you all that we're pleased to announce to the society that we are introducing our AI box known as Gemini. And I would like us to please watch our intro video. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone. Today I will be demonstrating our LMS chatbot designed to enhance the learning experience by providing instant support and guidance to our users, instructors, and of course administrators. This chatbot helps with course navigation, answering frequently asked questions, and assisting with tasks that you might have ordinarily needed an assistant for. So I will start by showing you how to access this. Let me close this again. So when you're logged in,
Hello, I can't hear anything. Could it be from my own end?
the name of our AI is
How
Gemini.
about now?
So you get a message
Okay, it's better now. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
telling you about how it can assist resolving your issues and all of that. So I would just give a quick walkthrough about some of the common problems that a user might have that our chatbots can solve. So let's start by this. Say I'm new to the platform. I don't really know what courses to
Okay, it
enroll
seems
for. I
we've
could ask.
lost your video. So we can hear the audio, but we can't see it again.
Oh, all right. I'm sorry about that. So I would have to stop and play it again.
That our chatbots can solve. So let's start by this.
I think you have to
Say
stop sharing your
I'm new
screen
to the
and then
platform.
reshare
I don't
because now we can still hear the audio, but the screen is blank actually.
All right. All right.
And then when you start playing again, maybe we can fast forward it so that we don't take too much of people's time. Okay.
Okay. Please confirm you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can now.
Yes, I can.
All right
to
then.
enroll for. I could ask it what course.
So right here we have the chat box where you can.
And it tells me this. You can explore a variety
Can't
of
see the
courses
screen.
available for enrollment, sales masterclass for health. It gives me a list of courses as well as a link to where I can find more courses. So it gives me a link to where I can see the rest of the courses, right? And it pops up again. So I can further this by asking it, tell me more about the
I'm sorry,
stats
can I say I didn't get how you got to this stage. The network was very blurry, and I think at some point what people were saying is coming out from my end as well. We couldn't see the screen, so how you got to this particular stage, I don't think I got
So
it.
it
I don't
gives
know if
me
that's
a
applied to others.
breakdown of the
Thank you
requirements, the
very much, ma'am,
content,
for that question.
and
I would address
certification that
that
will be
just once the
received
video is
about that
done.
course.
Just please bear
It
with
also
us.
gives a
Thank you.
course structure and also, as usual, directs users to the link for them to be able to access that course. It really is a beautiful way to, answer whatever questions that you you need answered, you know. And similarly, say you're not interested in enrolling for a course, you try to log in, but you can't remember your
Okay.
password, and you don't really know how to make your way into resetting your password. You could quickly ask it, how can I reset my password? And it tells you to reset your password, look for forgot password in login. It also gives you our support email if you want to personally reach out, if you have like personal questions, or if you're facing more issues, you know. So this, amongst like so many other ways that this can benefit you. So this is a wrap up for our chatbots.
All right. Thank you very much for seeing through. So basically, Gemini is an AI platform where it's sort of as an assistant to you on on our website. If you peradventure need assistance in choosing the right course for you to jump into, or if you have any technical difficulties, you can surely hop on the chat box icon, tap on it, and ask your questions. And myself or our colleagues do not need to physically be present there or with you, or virtually assist you. You can just get everything done with our AI. So we have a demo and would like everyone right now on this call to hop onto our website and go ahead in testing our AI. So my colleague here, Oba, please kindly drop the website link on the chat box screen. Thank you very much. So our website has already been pasted there on the chat box. Please feel free to tap on it. You do not necessarily need to create an account. Just go there, click on the website, open it. You'll see the chat box icon right there at the bottom left-hand side of your screen. So once you get to see it there, tap on it and try to test out our AI. And this is just one of the exciting features that Thummim is currently bringing out to ensure that you as a participant or a student on our platform can have absolute care and assistance, and you can have all your needs being met. Thank you very much. So we'll give about, say, 5 minutes before we proceed in finalizing this meeting and also providing the important information you need, and also a gift to you before the end of this meeting. So please do not log out, as we have a gift to thank you all for attending this particular webinar. So hop onto our website right now, type and ask the AI Gemini any question of your choice. You can go ahead and ask, who owns Thummim? Or how do I get a free course on Thummim? And if you do experience any difficulties, or you think you have feedbacks or suggestions, you can also drop that on the chat box. Thank you very much. So I don't know if we have anybody that is already testing the app. If you are, please just unmute and notify so we know if you're testing it now. We're not getting feedbacks. I'm not getting feedbacks. Guys, please.
I did already.
Oh my goodness, thank you very much. You can also take a screenshot of your conversation and either drop it on any of the Thummim WhatsApp community pages, or you can drop it on this chat box so that we can get to see you.
I'll try it out.
Work with it.
Okay.
I'm sorry?
I tried it out and it's okay.
Did I hear you say it's okay?
Yeah, very nice. Very nice.
All right, then. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, please feel free to engage with Gemini and try to interact with it. It's there for you and it's absolutely free. So before we proceed in introducing, oh, yes, thank you very much, guys. I can see those of us from the Thummim ecosystem, I can see your screenshots and I do appreciate you for that. Then also, if you are yet to join the Thummim ecosystem, I do not know what's keeping you behind. I don't know what you're waiting for. You can easily create an account and view our over 100 courses we have available on our platform, and also get to see courses that are tailored to your specific role in the healthcare sector. If you are in the administrative sector, if you are in the support sector, even in the clinical sectors, we have refresher courses, we have advanced learning courses, courses that offer CPD points, and many more on the Thummim platform. That is www.thummimng.com. Thank you very much. I'm seeing the feedbacks, and this is awesome for us. So yes. Oh, thank you for that question, Sheung. Yes, please. My colleague would drop on this chat box a link on how to join the Thummim WhatsApp community. So my colleague would be dropping that right now on the WhatsApp, on this chat box, that's on the Zoom's chat box. So for those of us that is interested in joining the community, we have a huge and wide collections of individuals from different sectors, different healthcare sectors available here. And we are actually, you get to learn from people. So it's not only Nigerians, we have audience from South Africa, we have audience from Kenya, Liberia, from many African countries, and even in the diasporas. And also, I would like to introduce to you our upcoming courses, which I believe would be you'd be interested in. So I believe my colleague had already dropped in the link on how you can join the Thummim WhatsApp community. And just before we go, and just before I hand over our gifts to us for attending this webinar, I'd like to inform you that Thummim is currently offering 2 courses that are going live starting from next month. One is Understanding Mental Health Disorder, and the other is Mastering Biostatistics for Healthcare Professionals. These 2 courses will be live and it's going to be hybrid. We have instructors from all around the world that will be available there and would be there to coach you and mentor you. So if you're interested in statistics, probably SPSS, R, Stata, you name it, just register for the biostatistics course. And if you're a community pharmacist or in the healthcare community health sector, and you want to learn about managing mental health disorder, especially in Africa, and we understand that this topic is something that is not widely being addressed in in this continent, then sign up for the healthcare management, responding and understanding healthcare management disorders, and how you can be able to diagnose your patients, even if they are walk-ins or even if they are just passing by. So, all right. So please, if you are interested in any of these courses, just signify. You can drop a message on the Zoom chat box, and my colleagues will be there to direct you to how you can proceed in registering for it. Now, over to our gift. I would like to inform everyone that because you have joined, I'd like to inform everyone that because you have joined this particular webinar, Thummim generally is willing to give you 10% discount on either of these courses. So you have a 10% discount if you register for any of these courses, just because you joined this webinar. So if you want to take advantage of the discount, just ensure you type on the chat box, the Zoom chat box, type on it there and just indicate your interest, and my colleagues would be there to attend to you and to get you started on how you can enroll for these courses. This and many more. We also offer personalized in-office training for your organization. So if you do have maybe and you want your staff or you want your colleagues to learn something personalized, we can offer such training all around Africa, basically. So, so guys, please do ensure to drop your interest on the chat box, and my colleagues will be available to attend to you and also show you how you can get started in enrolling with Thummim. So I would like to thank each and every one of us for joining on today's webinar series. And if you have the opportunity, the LinkedIn account of our speaker for this evening would also be reposted on the chat box. So please feel free to go over there and encourage her and engage with her. Thank you very much for those of us that have been actively trying to connect with her on LinkedIn. Please go there and encourage her, give her a feedback of how you so much enjoyed this particular webinar. Once again, this webinar is brought to you by Thummim Africa, a collaboration of Thummim NG, Thummim Kenya, and hopefully Thummim Liberia. I'd like to thank each and every one of us for tuning in. I do appreciate you all. Oh, thank you very much for registering. Oh my goodness, thank you very much. Yes, please. Sorry, can I get a representative reach out to Oluwayemisi Olagunju immediately? Please reach out to her, get her details, and communicate with her via DM. Thank you very much. All right, thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. I do appreciate each and every one of you. If you have, or probably you did not register your email, you didn't provide your email on the Zoom, on the form, the Google form that was created at the start of this course, please drop your email right now on the chat box. My colleagues will be able to get your email and send you a recording of this particular class. Thank you very much. If you did not drop your email address or did not fill in your email address on the Google form, please drop your mail right now on the chat box. My colleague will send you at the end of this meeting the recorded bundle of this particular webinar series. All right, thank you, everyone. It's nice having you here with us. If peradventure you need further questions, please feel free to reach out to us via social media. We're available on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and X, formerly known as Twitter. We would reach you there, or you can reach us there rather, and we would have a representative attend to you. Or alternatively, you can just hop onto our website and use our Gemini platform. Thank you very much, guys. And I appreciate you. And with this brings an end to our AI webinar. See you soon as a student of the Thummim platform. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Nancy Runke. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir.
A beautiful Saturday evening, last Saturday of the month. Wonderful.